Hello YouTube, my name is Plazukas. Today's video is going to be on the OTK Top Streamer Week 3 in the rigged, biased, petty, childish drama that ensued in this week. And it is the most unprofessional competition I've ever watched in my entire life. And they need somebody to come in, like me, to make sure that things run a lot more smoother and not be as biased as they are. Because here's the problem. If you listen to this opening of the top 10 contestants here, you're going to see that the actual competition rules will change like halfway through this competition. They kind of like say, no, we didn't like the outcome, so we're going to change it. So here's how they set it up.
Toxic Bunny and Office Drummer. Is there anyone that you guys, I guess Techie, that you're excited to see?
Well, so here's
first time for Emily.
Here's what I'm excited and also horrified for. In case chat doesn't know this, this is going to be a very heart-wrenching episode. And the reason why this is because the same thing with every other competition reality show where you pair up in duos, you also get eliminated as duos, if I'm correct. Which means that a contestant could be going home because their partner sucks. I really hope the contestants have grouped up behind the scenes and prepared for a week, because if they're going into this blind and they're going to let somebody else tank their progress, tank their opportunity at becoming the next top streamer on the entire Twitch platform, because anybody who wins the show is guaranteed 10,000 concurrent viewership for at least 5 years. That's just how it goes. It's just how it goes. And yeah, I would make sure that I studied relentlessly, because today is going to be an anxiety-ridden episode when your fate is now no longer completely in your hands. It is now in the hands of...
All right, so he's prefacing the fact that their destiny is tied to the teams that they are in. And that is done throughout the entire show. That is the expectation. That is what they're setting for not only the judges, but for the contestants and for the chat who are voting. And yet, when you, later on in this video, you're going to find out that that thing has changed, that there's going to be a twist. And that twist is convenient. It comes at a certain point in time in this competition that makes sure that certain individuals are not tied to their partner anymore so that they can advance through. And to me, that is the most egregious thing you could do in a competition, is change the rules on the fly. And because there is no rules, because there is nothing established here, they can pretty much do whatever they want. And I'll get to that later. So let's just go forward and see what else is going on here. Let's see the contestants.
Will they prosper? Who knows? All I know is I have no favorites. Everybody was great.
Yeah, and when Tectone says that, I just don't believe it. I can already tell you his favorite is Zizix Prime and Hog TV. That's already been established. I'm not even worried about saying that kind of thing. He has favorites. They all have favorites, apparently. They all have people that they've known previously or have history with. And so this competition has kind of already been set up. But this week was even worse than that. This week was literally changing the script to ensure that people that they like were to get through.
All right, fair enough. So I guess I'll just go ahead and announce the teams, which I was looking at these before. I think that they're pretty interesting. Some good matches here, some that might be a little bit more tough. So the teams for today are J Rose and Zizix. We have Hog TV and Dalton Godfrey. This is gonna be
wait, that team is insane. That is insane. Okay, it's gonna be like a redneck taking care of his autistic son. This is gonna be awesome.
Then we have Cassie and Office Drummer music team.
How is that even gonna work, bro? All right, yeah.
She can sing to his instruments. I assume is what they're gonna do.
That'd be cute.
Okay. Very true.
Next team is Bamfa and Marky Next Door.
Okay, I like that. I like that a lot.
I think that they'll vibe together well. And then our final team is Berry Crepe and Toxic Bunny.
Ooh.
Okay. All right.
Nice.
So what you're going to see here is Zizix Prime take over the actual competition now, and they're going to do their stream, him and his partner. But what you're going to see from him and Hog is their arrogance, is their convictions. And the reason why they have these is because of their prior relationship with Tectone. Zizix Prime has Tectone's phone number. He lives in Austin, Texas. They know each other to some degree. And their conversations are, I would say, very friendly.
It's all right. It's
Yeah,
early, bro.
it said intro. I was confused. All right.
Also, you haven't had your gamer subs
We're
yet.
just getting straight into it. No, I'm wide awake.
So they're just setting it up, but when they transfer over, you're going to see Ziggs Prime's attitude, and it just implies that he's expecting a certain result. He does not ever think he's going to fail at this, regardless of what he does.
feeling perfectly fine.
Well, you look like shit.
Oh, hey, share your
Anyway.
screen with me.
Alright.
Yeah.
Is my screen not? Oh, because our Discord got messed up.
Yeah,
I'll
they
share my
moved.
screen.
God moved us away, man, from each other, man.
That's so true. Oh, and now you won't even appear on my thing anymore.
Yeah, you gotta fix it. Let me turn my camera on. Okay, camera's up.
Man, he really
Make sure your camera's all good, dog.
they really messed all that.
They really messed it up. See, it's not them that messed it up. Okay, it's just normal course of competitions, right? And he's just blaming them. And I say this because he's had previous phone calls where he basically said he's very picky. He wants a certain outcome. He's just implied a lot. Ziggs Prime has implied a lot, and it's presumed that they will make it through.
That stuff up.
Gurgle,
There we
glizzy
go.
For 15 minutes.
All right, let me know when we're good.
So that's that, and they do this competition here where they're gonna basically they have this long opening, and then they have hot dog competition, and it's time for I think 2 minutes, and they have to eat hot dogs, and I think Ziggs Prime doesn't even get one
Harder than I
through.
thought it would
There
be.
we
I
go.
thought
That's what I like to see,
minimum
Jay. That's what I like to see, Jay.
It must be.
But
because
Jay
there's no
Jay
ketchup.
does a lot. Jay does a
Yeah,
lot.
That's probably it.
It's too dry.
So Ziggs Prime does not do anything. Jay pretty much pulls it for the team. So what you're gonna see soon is essentially Tectone advocating for this team because they were the first to go. But don't let that fool you. It's not because they were first to go. It's because Ziggs Prime's on there and it's his friend. But you're gonna see that in a minute.
It's going to be very difficult to judge not knowing what the other contestants have gone into yet. It's kind of like judging chocolate for the first time you ever had chocolate.
This is him just trying to soften it up, trying to make it better than it is so that his people, Ziggs Prime, can definitely have a better chance. So now we have the other contestants here. This is Hog TV and Dalton. They're just being judged. Essentially, their skit was Dalton built a PC while Hog was there just to instruct him on how to do it.
Oh,
You're not
no.
looking at the floor. The floor is messed up.
And he's trying to justify what he did and how engaging it was.
The whole floor.
It's doomed from the start.
Oh
It was doomed from the start. Listen what Hog said, okay? Doomed from the start. Doomed from the start.
my gosh.
It was a nice try. But I feel like
Did the best I can with what I had to work.
And again, throwing him under the bus. The good news is, here's Dalton. He'll have a comeback because Dalton don't mess around. Doing the best what he could to work with. But if you hear the full story, that wasn't the case. And let me tell you the full story. Dalton tried to get Hog to do IRL. Dalton was going to go to Hog's house or area. They were going to go fishing. They were going to do an IRL stream like that. Hog said no to that. And that's his choice, and because he has family and stuff and relationships. But the alternative was to get a PC, and Dalton didn't want to do a bit. He didn't want to do a bit because he didn't think it would be good. And to be honest, it wasn't good. But it's not as if Hog was blameless. Hog basically rejected Dalton because he probably didn't want to work with Dalton in the first place because he didn't give Dalton the kind of credit that he should as a teammate. He threw him under the bus constantly, and he never gave him a chance at all. And that is disrespectful. What makes it worse is that Hog TV has been propped up this whole entire competition as this messiah because of Asmongold and Tectone liking him, and because they appeal to, because Hog appeals to the audience that Tectone and Asmongold has built. That's the reality. And it's unfortunate that someone that is like that would treat another content creator, another competitor, even though they're competing for this prize, they were teammates, and you got to work with somebody if you're a teammate. At least that's the understanding. And if you don't work with them, why are you gonna throw them under the bus? And so what you're gonna see soon is that the rules are gonna change after this. After they know that the two people that they like, Hog TV and Ziggs Prime, didn't do all that well. And they saw, because I know the actual score. I think it was a 6.9 for Ziggs Prime to get through into third place. They saw the score and they were like, okay, they made a change. They're going to twist the competition rules. I don't know if that was production or them. Regardless, it changed, and it's because of bias. And it happened shortly after this. All right, so as you can see, we've gone through most of the contestants now, and this is the first time they're going to talk about the twist. It's convenient that it happens after many of the contestants have gone. That's 8 contestants that have gone, 2 teams of 4, and it's going to come now. It was never disclosed in the beginning. It's only disclosed now.
Why do I not know the twist?
Exactly. Nobody knew the twist. Nobody knew it was going to come because essentially production, somebody on the inside, Emaru, apparently not Tectone, decided that there's going to be a twist because Hog TV might have been crying about it the whole time, saying that Dalton was a bad teammate, when in reality, Dalton wanted to go there in real life, and Hog basically shut him down, and Dalton said, I don't want to do a bit, and Hog was like, oh, just, you know, whatever, and they came up with a PC. Like, he had to do something, right? They had to do something. In the dismissive attitude that Hog had in the beginning, that he didn't want to work with this person to begin with, indicates that he was the problem, most likely, not Dalton.
Because
You're not reading the
Why is it a secret from? Shouldn't I? Okay.
Yeah, because the secret, because it happened basically on the blue, out of the blue. It happened while they were doing this because they needed to find a way to get Hog basically through. And I think they saw the numbers and they knew that most likely Dalton and Hog were just going to be the one that gets eliminated. And so let's just go through this real quick, and then we're going to get to the end.
All right.
It's a secret.
Okay.
It's only a secret because it's convenient to be a secret. This is Tectone acknowledging that he doesn't know anything about it. So when we get to the end here, after this last performance, which was the second best performance, by the way. These two are the second best performances, Barry and Toxic. They were fantastic. But that's not really the point. The point is this was the finals, okay? And then we had the 4 teams. We had Dalton, Hog, Bamfa, and Marky Mark being the 4 left. But because of this twist, essentially they said, okay, regardless of what people voted, which is people had already voted. They knew the numbers. They knew where things placed. They never said anything. They never told us what those original numbers were. Most likely it was Hog and Dalton was at the last, and Bamfa and Marky were going to basically eclipse them, and they were going to go into these spots. But instead they said, you know what? We're going to have this 5-minute interview with each person, and then the chat was going to be able to vote, okay, which is what they did here. They had an interview with everybody else. Hog was crying about the whole time thing, you know, and most likely he got into the chats, he got into Discord, and he complained. So production decided to do this instead to give everybody a fair chance, apparently. But it wasn't a fair chance because the established principle was that this was supposed to be a team thing. So they all got in here, they all talked, and what ended up happening is Bamfa and Dalton got kicked out. And Marky and Hog got through. And this is the most rigged, most biased, most nepotistic, most petty, most childish thing I've ever seen in a competition show. There is no rules. It's willy-nilly, made up as much as you want for whatever reason. And I can't believe Progressive would even condone this behavior, but they don't really care, I guess, at the end of the day, as long as it stays PG and they continue to use and say their name within the show. So I am just sickened by the fact that Bamfa and Dalton, 2 of what I believe very energetic, very creative, very intuitive, charismatic people, got booted, and one of them should have got through. One of them was guaranteed to get through. Regardless of how you think about it, one of them was guaranteed to get through because it was going to either be this team, it was going to either be Hog and Dalton, or Mark or Bamfa, but yet they both got voted out. It just so happens. And those were the 2 that I was highlighting previously and that I felt might not have a chance because of Hog. And I don't know any connection with Marky, but at the same time, Marky got through, and that's the reality. My name is Blizzard. If you like this content, like, subscribe. We'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.